Hi, today I am going to try to figure out bundle pages on Bookfunnel, and I thought I would take you with me. If you are new to Bookfunnel, there are lots of little pieces to Bookfunnel that can really help an indie author out. So, under landing pages, they have 5 different types. The email sign up pages are great. So, to show you one of those, that's this. Um, it is a page that it just looks like this. It has your book, and someone clicks on Get My Book, and it asks the reader to sign up for your newsletter. And you can set up a lot of the bits and pieces to this landing page, and I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. And so this is how you can generate newsletter readers. And a newsletter is a great tool for an indie author, especially even before you've published your first book. The Universal Book Link is a way that you can share where people can get your book. So there's lots of different Universal Book Links out there. Download pages is like the email, but people can download your book without signing up for your newsletter. Restricted pages, you have to have the top tier on Bookfunnel or pay a little bit more than the mid tier, and then the emails will go. If you look back here, or right here, it says 316 readers have claimed this offer, and then it says export CSV. That means I can export a spreadsheet and download that to wherever I have my newsletter. If you have restricted pages and a higher version of Bookfunnel than I do, they will just automatically dump those emails right into MailerLite, which is what I use. Some people use MailerChimp. It just depends on the level you are using. But we are going to be down here in bundle pages. So what this does is instead of having a single option, I'm hoping to create a page with multiple books. So it says here's an example, so you can see here this is a bunch of books instead of just one book. And so I want to do that with my books. So I come over to the action button, add a new bundle, and here we go. I have found in my experience with Bookfunnel, I have done a lot of different things on Bookfunnel. I have created a lot of things, but I have gone really fast. I have done the bare minimum, and I think I have missed out on some of the beauty of Bookfunnel. I'm going to call this my YA bundle page, and I am going to name my bundle Huckleberry Rar. And I hope that works. I am not going to give it a start and end date because this is something I want to be able to use. And I'm going to make it public so that it's searchable. Right. And then it says the title page, everything I've read, it says that this will be the actual title of the page in reader's browser window. It is not displayed anywhere on the page. So, maybe Huckleberry Rar YA Urban Fantasy. As for what I want for my header image, for now I'm going to do something pretty obnoxious, just because I can. I will probably change this out to something less obnoxious later. And then because I have 3 books, I'm going to choose this one. I have a 4th book that'll come out soon to fill in the 4th spot, and my image is tall. So that one makes the most sense to me. I'll use the dark theme. I don't want to say searching for your next story, just because this sounds more universal for something where there's lots of different authors and stuff. I want to say find a fun YA urban fantasy series to fall in love with. I know we're not supposed to end in preposition. And then just if you find something you love, why not share with a friend? I don't know. It's always good to remind people that they can always share these things with other people. Why not push the marketing out? Okay, so then the next thing I want to do is I need to fill in these boxes. I don't want it to be random. I want it to be exactly in the order I put it in. And so the links will go in the order. The links are, if I come in here, the links are these links right here. So if I click on this, it says copy to clipboard. And so I'm going to add the first one and hit enter. The next one I want to be is Zenagogue. I don't actually have a Zenagogue landing page. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to add it. Again, you can quickly move past this if you have all of these landing pages created. However, if you don't and you really are new to Bookfunnel, I come in here and I am going to just find Zenagogue. Again, we've talked about all these different landing pages. I want the one with an email and I want to require it. If I was going to give them the option, I would just go to the download one. And then I'm going to say create this landing page. I have often, again, gone through these different options really fast. I am going to come in here and say Zenagogue. It will put in opt-in page in parentheses on the landing page. I don't need anything else there. Again, reader must sign up to get the book. I waver between last name and no last name. There's lots of first names out there, but I will just stick with first name. People get weirded out when you ask for their last name. And then these all have pluses on the side, and this is the area that I've often ignored. If I preview right now, I can see what this looks like. Not bad, but this is YA. So if I come in here, I'm going to actually turn this into black and gray with blue because I think YA tends towards darker colors. And the button, instead of get my book, I'm going to say download now. I think that's more encouraging. And then if we look at the headlines, after years of wanting to join her sister in California, Pebble's future changes when she decides to train. It's a lot of words. If they go in and they look at the book on Amazon or anywhere else, they'll see all of this. So I could leave it. It's not too bad. I could come in and give a custom heading. There's a lot of different things here. And then on the thank you page, download your copy of Zenagogue. This offer will expire. Seems kind of cold and impersonal here. Again, I'm going to turn this one into black and gray with blue. I am going to change this one. Read now to learn about Pebble and her story. And then I like saying 2 weeks instead of 14 days. It feels less, I don't know, numbers seem more stressful to me. As a math teacher, that sounds weird, but it's true. Here it says ebook sample. I'll have another video about what the ebook sample is. They're really easy to create. I haven't created mine yet, but basically, when you create a book, there's a place where you can say, hey, I want to sample with the header and chapters 1, 2, and 3. And then you can click right here. And then when this opens, there will be right here a link, just a link that says read a sample. And they'll click it and it'll have whatever you select as your sample, and they can read the first 2 chapters of the book. And then at the end, it'll bring them back here to get the whole book with newsletter sign in. So that way, if this isn't enough to entice somebody, they can actually come back here. They can read a little bit and come back here, giving them a little bit more of a teaser. That way, if people don't know you're writing, they don't know you, that sample is in there. I will put together that video pretty soon. That is probably already created and you can find it on my YouTube page. All right. And then there's more advanced settings if you want to, after they join the list, you can give a little bit more about an expired message, about where they can go back to re-get the book. So there's a bunch more in here. Again, a lot is here. All right, so I'm going to save and close. This is all now created. I can now pull this, which is what I wanted, and I can put it right here. And then the last one I wanted is right here. Copy, paste, set bundle links. So now I have it. Wolf Healer, Xenagog, Veiled Phoenix. I don't want to randomize. I don't want to have a start and end date. I don't want to have anything expire. I do want to use a separate tracking link for each of them. That will make me happy. And then save and close. And then I can view if I want, and I can preview. They're different sizes for some reason, which I don't understand. But this is what it'll look like. I can now send this off and people can click on a book and get the books. I'll probably go in and turn all of these into that dark so that they're all the same dark like Xenagog is. But now I can send one link to people and the top shows the representation in my books. And they can click any of my books to join my newsletter and get all of them free. They could get all of them. They can get any one of them. But now I don't have to say, hey, you can choose which book you want. Just send me an email and tell me what you want. It's all right here. One link, and anything is available to them. I needed to break in and make a few corrections to something I had said because I've been playing around a little bit. First of all, notice all my books are suddenly the same size. And that is because if we come back over here, this wasn't the header. This was the first book. So I changed it to all 3 of them being the same. And now all 3 of them are in fact the same. I also want to note that between the header and the 3 books, I also said find more of Huckleberry's books on her link tree here, and that brings everybody to my link tree. So if they want to find out events or my books or anything else, it's all right here, which I thought would be a really fun thing because this is only my first in series and I have a lot more books. So now they can go to my link tree, which directs them to everything, including in here is my website with signed books. So this way, it's not only the first in series, which brings them to my newsletter, it is also my link tree. And I hadn't mentioned that, but because you can insert links really easily in here, because this is dynamic, I could have added an image, I could add a bunch of things, I could add images with links. This allows me to do a lot more than just add a couple of words. So you can do a lot of things in here because you can add images, because you can add links, you can add an image, you can add a link, you can add words. These boxes allow for so much more. So I wanted to note this is why the images were different sizes, and I fixed it by switching which one I had, and I added my link tree just so everyone could see how pretty it looks now to them. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Leave any comments about things you would like to see me put together. Thank you for joining me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please share this with whomever you think would enjoy it. Bye.